So that can take, it could be a couple years. We know a deal, but we don't really know what's happening. But usually we know pretty firm out like a month or two. So this is again why it's nice to join the family office group, because those are the guys who get the insider information, what's coming down the pipeline.
This is a story about a dude named Lane. Then one day he went and tried to rent them out, and then he became one of the best domain.
What is the time frame when you finding a deal before it goes offered to the LP investors? So this is how it all works. Most of the deals that we get are through broker relationships. Now, it might be off market where the broker brings it to us and it doesn't go to the competitive bidding situation. But either way, there's a lot of deals that kind of the game that we'll play is maybe the whisper price might be 30, 32 million, but we put in something slightly lower than that. And then we just have a whole bunch of lines in the pond to pick up. And then when the sellers get desperate or there's something changes, and we've had this happen where the seller, their health declines, or COVID was a big thing, right? Like a lot of these sellers, they're sitting on a lot of equity. Most of these people we buy these properties from have a huge equity position. They're more mom and pop investors, which isn't the greatest thing for returns, obviously, and how you want to run your properties. But when your net worth is 40, 50, $100 million plus, heck, you can do what you want. So what those people will do is they'll go through COVID, and then this is what we're seeing a lot now. They'll go through COVID and they'll be like, wow, it's kind of a risk holding on. This is a pain in the butt to go through such uncertainty. Yeah, let's sell this thing. So as soon as January 1st, February came around, the vaccine started to make its way into the population. And as you guys all know, like that was at the point when the rents really started to skyrocket. And so it's still skyrocketing now. A lot of these sellers had the psychology, whether it was right or wrong, to, yeah, let's just sell it. Just put it on the market, get it out there. So a lot of the deals now are that COVID type of push them over the edge to sell, whether it was right or wrong. If it were me, maybe it was probably make more sense to just sell or hold on to the property another 3 to 6 months. I've got a property that's selling next week, and it's the same situation. Get it? I'm in the same predicament. I just don't think that in that one particular property, there's much more go in it. And I think this is the opportunity. So I get the whole psychology, and it makes sense because, like I said, in one of my deals, I'm that same frame of mind too. So the deal goes out, the seller wants to sell it, it goes out, maybe it stews around for another month or two, but sometimes it can stew around for like over a year. I think those of you guys who got into Courtney Square, which just went mostly to the family office people because it was so small, we bought the first property, Harvard Village, from them early last year. And this is the same seller. And then it finally just trickled out that they're ready to sell this one. So a lot of the properties we've bought from previous sellers, actually. A lot of it is because they trust us that we were proven closers and we had a smooth closing. We didn't jerk them around too much stuff, like how buyers will do things. And that's part of the culture. We treat people, we act with honor. We don't dick around with people, investors or sellers. So again, back to the question, sorry. So the deal goes out, we put in a letter of intent, which is very simple, like document that says, here are the terms of the agreement. It gets signed, we settle on a price, then we purchase the sale contract, which can take another couple of weeks. And then at that point, we open up for the due diligence period, which could be a week, could be a few weeks. And so all that kind of takes about a month, but in parallel in there is when we don't really put out a deal until we get it under purchase and sale contract and really done a lot of the first diligence yet. So that can take, it could be a couple years. We know a deal, but we don't really know what's happening. But usually we know pretty firm out like a month or two. So this is again why it's nice to join the family office group, because those are the guys who get the insider information, what's coming down the pipeline. And like the best that you guys are going to get is sometimes I'll tip you guys off on my signature lines on my emails. But unless you guys are looking to sell properties and unload more than $250,000 into a deal, please don't ask me what's coming up next month or in next quarter. The priority line will just be like, check out the signature line, what's coming out.
This website offers very general information concerning real estate for investment purposes. Every investor's situation is unique. Always seek the services of licensed third-party appraisers and inspectors to verify the value and condition of any property you intend to purchase. Use the services of professional title and escrow companies and licensed tax, investment, and/or legal advisor before relying on any information contained herein. Information is not guaranteed, as in every investment there is risk. The content found here is just my opinion, and things change, and I reserve the right to change my mind. Above all else, do your own analysis and think for yourself, because in the end, you are the only person who is going to look out for your best